company called Viugerum. I hope I pronounced that right. $69.99 from Amazon. And if you're browsing for corner lights, you will see that there is tons of options at the moment, which is really a consumer market because the technology is getting popular. And I just want to show you what your money can buy. $69.99. Now there is a reason why I choose this particular product. As you can see, some of you have noticed that there is already one at the back which I installed a couple of months ago, and that's my first corner light. That one does involve some kind of a skill to assemble together, but this one right here is I won't say skill free, but basically is you don't need to cut anything. Everything is already kind of pre-built. So out of the box, this is what you get. You got some screws that you put them together. Please make sure you don't lose this because it's very important to use this to fix the leaks. Power adapter, so 3-pin UK plug. RGB stand for red, green and blue, and they use those three colors to create the 16 million color in between. Anyway, so that's the power supply. You got a floor switch. Some of this corner light doesn't come with it, but this one does, so you don't have to bend over to switch it on and off. But obviously you can always use the remote control. It's quite easy to differentiate which part is which because the feet always have those rubber padding, and you know that this is going to be against the floor. And then you have a colorful remote control. Now there's another reason why I choose this one over the other is because this one have radio wave rather than infrared remote control. I'll show you that in details in a minute. These are the LED tubes. So the LED is actually inside this frosted window. Basically it's a plug and play, and that's one of the reasons why I get this instead of the other brand. But to be fair, there's so many on the market at the moment, so you can like spoil for choice. And basically this one here, you don't need to take them apart or anything like that. You just kind of connect them together and that become your light. One of the downside is that there will be a joint here, whereas some others you don't see the joint. Now from far it probably doesn't really matter, especially when it's dark anyway. But me personally, I like the aesthetic of minimalism. And finally, this is the last piece on the light itself, and that's everything from the box. Now I can put this one away. All right, so I don't even think I need instruction for this one because you can't really put it any other way. Again, obviously the rubber pad side will be going down. Now this particular piece has a wire inside that you need to push it out. So connect this one up first and push it all the way back in. Pull the wire. Just make sure it doesn't cramp the wire. Okay, effectively that's done. That's the assembly. But then of course you want to use the screw to tie it all down. So just to make more space for myself, I'm going to detach that. Make sure that's upright. And use the screw which comes with it to tighten up the legs, and then we're good to go and power it up, and we should be able to see some color light show. And that is it assembled. And let's plug this back in. Alright, so now it's plugged in, and I'm going to press the foot switch. And there we have it. And that's all light up. A bit like a lightsaber now. Okay, from this point on, let's put this over here so you guys can see it. You can find these like, very cheap on Amazon or anywhere actually. So this is like an extension cable for a 12 volt. Usually CCTV use this kind of a connection. So you just extend the wire that you want. So we make it longer. So here we go. So this is on green at the moment. So let's put some battery into this remote control and show you what function there is. So this is sitting on a chair at the moment. So 4.2 feet is this height here. And at the moment is on some auto function. Let's change it back to the color that I want. So because it's RGB, you can actually choose any color that you like. And I like the remote because it's touch sensitive and it got a color wheel in the middle. So you can actually choose the color that you want. For example, if I want it to be a kind of a red, you just scroll it to the red that you want and then narrow it down to the type of red that you want, or pink. What else can it do? It can be dimmed. So for example, if it is too bright for you, you can turn it all the way down. So this is the lowest. And that will be the highest. And then you can do this. So a lot of the time that you buy your own LED strips, the basic one like about £20, maybe £30, you can have it cheap, but it doesn't do the chasing kind of a function. It might be RGB and you can change color like fade in, fade out, or even react to music. But if you want something like this, you do need a programmable LED, which is essentially what this one is. You got different mode. So this is like a raindrop. There's so many to play with, so and different color as well. So there is just, it will take you some time to get used to all the little function. Sometimes it's like drop down, sometimes it drop up. Static color. Just scrolling through all the function. My personal favorite is something like this. No gaps in terms of darkness, so all the LED is always on, but keep kind of a fading. Now I don't know if you can see it or not, but the corner light is not designed for you to look directly onto LED. You get the best benefit when it is actually shine against a wall. That's why it's called a corner light. So you put it somewhere where it will reflect the light. For example, it lights up the wall here, and that's where the corner light is supposed to shine. So one of the reasons why I choose this particular version is because there is no cutting, there is no wiring, there's no gluing whatsoever. You just plug them together and it will work. And the other thing is the remote control is by radio wave and not infrared, so you don't need to be direct in line of sight with the controller. You can actually do it anywhere. But once you place it on the wall, sometimes what happens is that you have to point your remote directly at the product, but this one here you don't. You can sit on the sofa and it can be behind you and you can just choose whatever color that you want. 20 volts is plenty of power for ambience light. So I mean, we are not even total darkness here. You can see I'm getting light from the window, although the blind is down, it's really bright outside. So at nighttime, this will be a completely different animal. So a bit far, but I don't know if you can see it. So now I got a red one. Now I've got two red ones. And all you need to do is use your remote control here. You don't even need to point at it. That's so cool. I'm just changing the color on the wheel. So yeah, no fuss, easy to assemble. I really like this product and the remote control is just amazing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time with more interesting gadgets. And I might do a comparison with this because I got the next model up. Slightly more expensive, but again, there is a slight difference between all those three. So see you next time. Bye bye.